Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our In the Inbox series. If you are new to this series, this is when we answer questions that have been asked by folks like you. And this week we are in question 134. If you have not heard our other 133 questions, make sure you tune in after listening to this one. And this was a really great question that was asked by Carol. She said, "How long will it take for me to get to Secret Beach?" Carol was looking at a hotel. She knows that she wants to be owning in Secret Beach. And so she wanted to gauge locations, how long it's going to take for her to get to places, which prompted me to answer this question a little bit more thoroughly. So I'm going to give you a couple of quick tidbits about Ambergris Caye, and then we're going to dig a little bit deeper into times to get places. So generally, the island is about 26 miles long and a few miles wide at its widest point. The primary town and where this island really started from was and is San Pedro. It's the main tourist hub here. It's where you have Front Street, Middle Street, Back Street. You have artisan market. You have a lot of restaurants, souvenir shops, things to do. However, of course, you are going to find that many neighborhoods are scattered around the entire island. The entire island is called Ambergris Caye, and San Pedro is the primary town on the island of Ambergris. Now, with that being said, around Ambergris Caye, we have a few different modes of transportation. Primarily, you're going to see people who are living around town or within walking distance to work are going to be walking. Maybe they're bike riding. Motorcycle is also a primary mode of transportation for locals and others who are here. However, golf carts are what you're going to see the most of. There are many, many golf carts here. Some side-by-sides or Polarises that just takes the bumps a little bit better. Those tend to be for people who are living further outside of town. Some cars, and then they just started a public transportation bus system. We have a route that goes south within town and also north. You'll see that picture of one of the buses here on the middle picture here on the bottom part of the screen. So super excited about that. However, when it comes to road condition, in some places, it's really, really good. It's smooth, it's freshly paved. In other parts, you're driving on a foraged path along the coast on what maybe is not technically a road, but it may be the only road to get to your destination. But you do have to be conscious of a few factors. For example, the speed bumps when you're within San Pedro Town and going within a couple of miles out of town, north of town, you're going to find speed bumps. They're not always well marked, so just be vigilant when you're driving. Also, potholes, of course, are very common. So how long it takes for you to get to a destination is not going to be necessarily dependent on the miles that it takes for you to get there. It's going to be based on the road. But here's my tip for you is if you're new to Ambergris Caye, or even if you've been here before, but you're still learning your way around, download Google Maps. And you can actually make Google Maps available offline so that you still have your blue pin following you along the road, even if you don't have cell phone service or Wi-Fi. So do that before you come. It helps a lot. One thing, though, to be conscious of is that on Google Maps, it will tell you to turn left or turn right onto a certain street. We don't have like road signs or street signs or anything along those lines in most locations. So just make sure you're just really following that pin. And as it's getting closer to the location of where you need to turn, then you slow down from there. But let's dig in a little bit deeper. Let's highlight how long it's going to take to get to and from certain locations via golf cart. So our starting point for all of these examples here is going to be Tropic-Air. Tropic-Air is indicated by the red pin. Tropic-Air is a domestic air carrier here in San Pedro Town. And from Tropic-Air, that is probably one of the most central locations to get to and from places. So we're going to start where that red pin is at Tropic. All right, our first place that we're going to is Elvie's. Elvie's is one of the most popular restaurants, has been here for decades. They have really, really delicious local foods, really delicious seafood flavors, and just a lot of choices. If you have not yet been to Elvie's, make sure you add it to your list. But from Tropic-Air, it's 0.2 miles and it's 1 minute. It probably is easiest to walk from Tropic-Air to Elvie's because there's a lot of golf carts, a lot of activities in the heart of the downtown area. However, if you are going to be taking your golf cart, expect for it to be a minute, maybe a couple, depending on when you are driving. If school is out, if it's lunch hour, it's going to be a little bit more trafficy. Second example is San Pedro Belize Express. This is the water taxi. And there are two water taxis here in Belize on San Pedro. San Pedro Belize Express is one of the larger ones, and they've recently relocated from the heart of downtown down south about half a mile. And this drive will take you about 5 minutes to get from Tropic-Air to the water taxi. The next example is going to be Wyo's. Wyo's is a very popular beach bar. It's an iconic beach bar. The owner, whose name is Wyo, is someone who's absolutely beloved here within the community. So make sure you check it out. It's an over-the-water bar in the Boca del Rio area. And to get to Waios from Tropic, it's going to be about 1 mile, and it'll take you about 7 minutes. Now, I do want to give you a disclaimer that these are just estimates based on when we were calculating the time on Google Maps. But like I was mentioning before, during the rush hours, so 8 to 9 a.m., I'd say 11 to 12:30 p.m., and then also 5 o'clock p.m. is when there's a lot of movement around town. Schools are letting out, lunch hour, people are getting off of work. So you may have a little bit more traffic, but just note the miles. And again, just because it's a certain mileage away does not necessarily mean there's a designated time that's going to take for you to get there. All right, Alaya Marriott. This is a Marriott hotel located 1.2 miles south of town, and this is about 8 minutes. Truck stop and another iconic bar here. It's a shipping container bar with food trucks and a lot of activities for kids and families. We tend to see that when people are coming to Belize, they're always stopping at truck stop at least once. And this is over the bridge going north. This is about 2.1 miles from Tropic Air and takes about 13 minutes. Tarpon Bay is a popular neighborhood that many folks are starting to look at real estate here. It's located 4.5 miles south of town. You can see the purple pin right over here. It's on the bay side, on the west side of the island, and this is about a 25-minute drive from the heart of downtown. Now, Mahogany Bay, it's not indicated on here, but Mahogany Bay is at about it's south of town, but it's about 2.5 miles south of the heart of downtown area. However, once you hit Mahogany Bay, the road's no longer paved. And same up here, once you get towards Cocoa Beach, which is located at about here, about 3 miles north, the road's no longer paved. It's graded. It tends to get filled as necessary, but it's not paved. So it just makes the trip feel a little bit longer than it is. Next, as we were just talking about, is the Secret Beach turnoff. The Secret Beach turnoff is about 5 miles north. And this is again north from Tropic Air, not north from the bridge, north from Tropic Air. And it takes about 25 minutes to get there from the Tropic Air airport. Now, if you want to go all the way to Secret Beach, that's going to add another few miles onto your trip. And that does take about 20 minutes to go from the Secret Beach turnoff to the main Secret Beach hub. Now, the first mile going in from the beach was paved. That was from the Belize Tourism Board last year. However, they have not paved the remaining 3 miles there. So it's a little rough going in. However, the last mile is very smooth. Sapphire Beach, it's one of the only North residences and resorts condo community up here, but this is about 10 miles north and it takes about 50 minutes by golf cart. Now, I do like to share Sapphire Beach specifically because it is one of the only, I would say, one of the only opportunities right now on the island where if you're looking to be within a beachfront resort community, that you can find properties under 150,000. Now, you can see there's a reason that they're priced lower than other properties that are beachfront and closer to town because it takes a bit of time to get up there. The road isn't paved the entire way, so it's definitely an adventure. But if you're someone who's hanging on for the long term, you're looking for properties that are going to appreciate, this would be my recommendation. Just understand that occupancy may be a little bit lower than properties are in town, but if you're on a fixed budget of under 150,000, this is a great option for somebody just understanding the distance. The next one and the final one here is going to be, what was Margaritaville. It's now called Ambergris Grand. A new management company has taken over. This is about 14 miles from Tropic Air. Time-wise, it takes about an hour, 15 minutes, 10 minutes to get there. And you are riding along the coast on a coastal road. It's not really a road. It's really just the beach that you're driving on in order to get to this property. And I think that this is so important to share this information because I know being from the States, if I see something is 15 miles away, I'm thinking maybe 15, 20 minutes if I'm doing some highway driving, and you're typically expecting, a highway that's paved and good condition, but it's just not the same here. So make sure you're setting those expectations. And if you're going on a longer trip, maybe bring a pillow with you to put on your back, or make sure you're getting a golf cart that has really comfortable seats and suspension and a great suspension to help take those bumps, because not all of the roads are smooth here. But make an adventure of it. And I think that that is going to be the best way to look at it here. If you're trying to rush to get from place to place, then Belize probably isn't the right place for you. If you're looking to have more of that slow, leisurely route, take your time, get to talk to the locals, stop at the different restaurants and bars along the way to your destination. You'll find why many people are wanting to call San Pedro home. If you're thinking about moving to Belize, reach out to us. We have incredible resources for you. This is just one of the many complimentary guides that we have about moving to Belize. However, there's a plethora more. I'll put the links to all of the resource guides in the description below. But of course, reach out to our team too. We have an incredible team of real estate agents that work beside me here at Luna Realty Belize. And we want to make sure we're helping you to find the property that is right for you. Thanks everyone so much for tuning in, and be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you like this information and want to hear more, be sure to comment in the comment section below about what you would like for us to answer for you. All right, everyone, thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you next session. Bye-bye.